All right, let's jump right in. We're going to tackle a question that's, probably keeping a lot of execs up at night. What happens when your company's most secret, most valuable data meets a public AI? So today we're going to break down a really powerful alternative, the Scalovate private AI stack. It's a way to build your own secure in-house AI. Let's get into it. It really all starts with this one simple question. Think about it. Your company has its own secret sauce, right? Proprietary designs, sensitive customer info, all your strategic plans for the next 5 years. Are you really willing to just feed all of that into a public AI model, one that's shared with who knows how many other companies, where at the end of the day, you have zero control?
For a whole lot of serious companies, the answer to that question is a hard no. And that feeling, that hesitation, is sparking this massive shift we're seeing. It's a move away from just, playing around with public AI and toward building a sovereign private AI infrastructure, basically a digital fortress for their data.
So what's really going on here? Before we jump into the solution, we've got to get super clear on the problem. What are the actual issues with relying on public AI for the stuff that really matters to your business? Okay, this analogy just explains it perfectly. Think of public AI like a big shared community kitchen. Yeah, it's convenient, I guess, but you have no idea who else is using it, your secret family recipe might not stay secret for long, and you're always kind of waiting in line to use the best oven. A private AI stack? Well, that's your own custom-built professional kitchen. Everything is secure, it's perfectly set up for your recipes, and it's ready to go 24/7. Let's really break down those risks. With public AI, you're looking at potential data breaches, which is terrifying. The costs can be wildly unpredictable and just skyrocket. And you have a total loss of control over the AI models themselves. On top of all that, you have to keep moving your data back and forth to the cloud. That's called data egress, and it creates lag and costs a ton of money. For anything mission critical, those are absolute deal breakers. This is where a totally new approach comes into play. Instead of just, living with those risks, the industry is building these complete production-ready solutions to bring all that AI power right back in-house. And here's the key thing to get. This isn't about just installing one app. Not at all. We're talking about a complete end-to-end architecture. It's been pre-vetted, it's fully integrated, which just means every single piece is designed to work perfectly together. The whole goal here is to create what's called sovereign AI. That's an AI that you, and only you, truly own and control. And make no mistake, this isn't some startup experiment. This stack is built on a rock-solid foundation. We're talking Cisco's AI-optimized hardware and security. It's powered by the absolute industry-standard Red Hat OpenShift AI platform, and the whole thing is expertly put together by Scalovate. I mean, every layer here is best in class. So how does all this tech actually fit together? Let's kind of peel back the layers a bit and see how this stack turns a bunch of hardware into intelligent, real-time answers. We can actually break this whole thing down into 5 simple layers. So way down at the bottom, layer 1, you've got the Cisco infrastructure. That's the muscle, right? All the compute power, the GPUs, the storage. Then layer 2 is the Red Hat OpenShift AI platform. Think of it as the brains operating system, managing everything. Layer 3 is the AI runtime, and that's where cool tools like vLLM and Qdrant do all the heavy lifting. Layer 4 is observability, which is basically just keeping an eye on the whole system's health. And then finally, at the very top, layer 5 is where your specific custom AI application lives. Let's zoom in on a really key piece in that third layer, vLLM. The easiest way to think about this is as the high-performance engine of your AI. Its entire job is to spit out answers from large language models with the absolute maximum speed and efficiency. So what does that actually mean for you? It means when a user asks your AI a question, they get an answer almost instantly. See, vLLM is super smart about how it manages the GPU's memory. It processes a bunch of requests at the same time, in parallel, instead of one by one. This makes sure your very expensive GPUs are never just sitting around doing nothing. It's all about squeezing every last drop of performance out of the hardware. An AI is only as smart as the data it can get to, and that's exactly where Qdrant comes in. It's this special kind of database, a vector database, that doesn't just store words, it stores the meaning and the context behind them. This is the absolute key to advanced stuff like retrieval augmented generation, or what you'll hear called RAG. Just think of Qdrant as the AI's perfect, lightning-fast library. It lets the AI search through millions of your company's documents, reports, and data points, not by keyword, but by the actual concept, and find the exact piece of info it needs to answer a really complex question. And it does all of this in milliseconds. This is basically the AI's long-term memory.
Okay, so we've seen the problem, we've seen the technology. Now let's get to what really matters, the results, the payoff. What does all this actually do for a business?
Just take a look at this. This chart shows inference latency, which is really just a fancy way of saying how long it takes the AI to think and give you an answer. Compared to public cloud services, this private stack cuts that wait time by 30 to 60%. For a chatbot talking to your customers or a tool analyzing data in real time, that's the difference between an app that feels kind of slow and clunky and one that feels absolutely instantaneous. And remember Qdrant, the AI's library? Well, here's its speed. It can find the right piece of information from a massive data set in under 50 milliseconds. I mean, that is literally faster than you can blink. That kind of speed is what makes true real-time AI possible. So, when you tie it all together, the payoffs are crystal clear. You get total sovereignty, complete control over your data, your most valuable asset. You get serious enterprise-grade security built right in. You get real-time speed that can power even the most demanding applications. And this one's huge. You get predictability. No more surprise cloud bills, and no more waiting in line for GPUs to become available.
And that really brings us to this powerful line from the source material, which just captures the whole point perfectly. This architecture, this stack, it is not about experimenting in a sandbox. It's about deploying AI that actually runs your business securely, reliably, and at massive scale. This is production AI. Which kind of leaves us with one final thought. As AI gets more and more woven into every part of business, the question isn't if you're going to use AI anymore, it's how you're going to use it. So the real question is your business ready to take control and truly own its AI future?